This is Stan Lee, and if you didn't know it,
People who have never heard of Stan Lee are likely to have heard of Spider-Man or some other superhero from Lee's Marvel comic book series. Many adults keep in the attic boxes full of Stan Lee's comic books that they collected as kids.
In third grade, I started collecting comic books in Kansas, and I was a devotee, and I still am, to comic books, Marvel, DC, all of the above. And the first comic I ever bought was the Avengers number 243, which you can still see the trace marks. I've never given up a comic I bought. They're all saved in boxes, and you can see trace marks on them.
Born in New York as Stanley Martin Lieber, Lee was always attracted to books and movies about heroes. After getting a job with a comic book publisher, he soon started writing stories under the pseudonym Stan Lee. He was so successful that the company urged him to form a team to create new comic heroes. The result was a series of Marvel comics with world-renowned superheroes such as the Hulk, Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Daredevil, and teams such as the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, and the Avengers.
When I first wanted to do Spider-Man, I told my publisher about it, and I said, I want to do this guy called Spider-Man. He's a teenager. He's got a million problems. Everything goes wrong. My publisher said, Stan, you've lost it. He said, first of all, nobody likes spiders. You can't call a hero Spider-Man. Secondly, a teenager can't be a hero. He can only be a sidekick. And lastly, he said, you say he's got all kind of problems. Don't you understand, Stan? He's a hero. Heroes don't have problems. That's why they're heroes. That shows what I knew.
But it was these human traits that made Lee's characters popular worldwide. They were falling in love, getting wounded, and struggling with financial problems. In 1972, Lee became Marvel Comics publisher and editorial director. 4 years later, 72 million copies of Spider-Man were sold. Spider-Man and many other heroes Lee created transitioned into blockbuster movies, grossing about $20 billion worldwide at the box office. Zlatica, Hoke, VOA News, Washington.